So it looks like Erica Mena and Safaree still hate each other, and honestly this doesn't come as a surprise. It's been a while since we dished about Erica Mena and her ex Safaree Samuels, but guess what? Drama is still sizzling between them. Erica just unleashed some serious shade accusing Safaree of being a horrible dad and even saying he's a danger to their kids. But wait, there's even more tea. She also called him out for being obsessed with his ex Nicki Minaj, claiming he's still stalking her a decade after their breakup. Whew, Erica did not hold back. And listen, she cooked Safaree and ate him up. So has Safaree really been stalking Nicki, and does he really want her back? Let's talk about it. Erica and Safaree might hate each other now, but they used to be madly in love with each other. They tied the knot in 2019, but their marriage was a hot mess. They eventually got divorced in 2021, but honestly, it was a miracle they lasted that long. And despite the chaos, they have 2 kids together. However, Erica is now claiming that Safaree isn't exactly a great dad to their kids, revealing that he has allegedly been a deadbeat even when they were together. Let's just say she's not happy about it at all.
Are you kidding me? That all of this financial burden with my children is on me?
Shows you who he is, you have to believe him. When anybody shows you who they are, you have to believe them.
Like he doesn't have to pay nothing of it? Nothing?
Sure, $4,000 might seem like a big chunk of change to some regular folks, but let's remember we're talking about a celebrity here. Plus, we all know Safaree's been living the high life, so he's not exactly strapped for cash, at least it seems. But raising 2 kids in their world costs way more than that. Honestly, $4,000 probably wouldn't even cover the nanny, let alone all their other expenses, since they chose arbitration instead of a typical divorce court. Erica had no way to fight the case, and it didn't stop there. In another episode, the last bit really hammers it home. Safaree is a total deadbeat who's completely out of touch with his own kids. He never takes time for them, skimps on child support, and still has the audacity to boo Shekinah when she called him out. And just when you think he couldn't get any worse, his response to Erica's just assuming since this so-called auntie and grandma was in town, my baby would be good, right? How is it no one got to take my baby's braids out and wash his hair, especially since he was in and out a chlorine pool? Sis Safaree, you have no problem making sure you a bad bee all the time. Why can't my babies be dressed and groomed properly like I do for you when you have them? A part of being a bad bee is really taking care of your kids. So this is where I draw the line. You know I can go on for days with all the spiteful ish you don't do for your kids just because you think it's a way to hurt me, but not grooming and properly dressing your kids every time you have them is just honestly despicable. She also shared some pictures of their kids' hair, and I have to admit, it doesn't look good at all. She wrote, I already be having to eat ish how you purposely dress my kids so sloppy and cheap because you know that's the one thing I take pride in outside their education. You literally do nothing for them outside of child support. You don't pay for school, you don't pay for healthcare, but you claim you sell it. You don't do anything to chip in to help for their birthdays. You literally skipped out on Christmas and Safaree's birthday altogether this year. What you could at least do when you do have them is take pride in that and actually put in some effort. You got all this money, so you tell the world, and you got all these diamonds, but yet why is it that when you have your kids, they walking around looking like this? Did grandma and auntie not feel the need to grab a comb for your babies, sis? Y'all, Erica wasn't holding back. She kept on dragging Safaree through the mud, exposing him for portraying himself as a perfect father on social media while allegedly being horrible behind the scenes. She said, sis Safaree, you finally decided to babysit your kids Saturday, and by Monday, you calling yourself putting them in summer camp. You know I pay $2,700 a month for their education alone. That's all year round. You know how I am about keeping their minds stimulated. You know I'm big on them having a routine. If you was going to take them just to only put them somewhere random, why not bring them to the school you helped me pick out but don't pay for? But really, you barely see them as it is, and it's summertime. Why aren't you indulging in your kids you never really see, even though you live 30 minutes away? Why can't they be dressed and groomed properly when they're with you? Y'all, Erica was obviously big mad. She didn't stop there though. She also exposed him for still being obsessed with his ex Nicki Minaj after more than 10 years of their breakup. Nicki and Safaree dated for a whopping 14 years, and their breakup was a very big mess. Safaree even tried to claim that Nicki was violent towards him and that she put hands on him so hard that he had to go to the hospital. He said, remember the night you cut me and I almost the police and ambulance had to take me out the crib on a stretcher, and I had to lie and tell them I was trying to kill myself so they wouldn't take you to jail. When things like that started happening more than once, it's time to dip. Nicki then accused him of stealing from her, saying, "You stole my card and told me you thought it was an account with free money that I didn't know about. On God, God will strike you down and more for lying. Stop saying you packed up and left. On Jesus, you came to my house crying, begging to go with me to Europe, to the EMAs. I said, no, dummy." But it seems Safaree is still holding on to some bitterness. In a recent interview, he opened up about how his breakup with Nicki nearly derailed his life, claiming that nobody wanted to collaborate with him afterward.
What would you say your biggest struggle or obstacle you ever had to overcome?
Like, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat shit. Like, I was with Nicki, we broke up, so her fans and certain people, they just wanted it to be like, okay, they're not together no more, him, let him be nothing, let him disintegrate, let him disappear, whatever. But 9, 10 years later, 10, 15 TV shows later, a lot of music out later, doors up later, cribs, like, I'm still here. And, you know, some people don't like that. They're like, damn, why still paying attention to this? When me and Nicki first broke up and she got with Meek, and they were like the biggest in the world, and we was all beefing and shit. You gotta think about it, I had two of the biggest people in the world like against me. So that made everybody be against me.
Right, the whole industry.
Yeah, so it was like nobody wanted to be next to me. Nobody wanted to like work with me or none of that. So it just made everything hard, and I was like, that was a dark time for me. You know what I'm saying?
That really affected you. Do you wish like you had kept your relationship with Nicki a secret?
Even nobody knew until after the fact. You know what I'm saying?
Right. There were rules like you guys, you couldn't like kiss in person or like show affection.
Hell no. That wasn't even a thought.
Erica then commented on this and said, "I will forever be embarrassed. I gave Sis these incredible, beautiful babies. He don't even talk or care about his seeds this much online or in real life. So his focus on his ex, Nicki Minaj, more than his kids really says a lot, and Erica might be onto something with these accusations." But you know the fans are all over it, and they've been leaving comments saying, "This whole thing between Erica and Safaree will never not spin me. Guys, he hounded her down, chased her like it was a marathon, and spoke about how he wanted a wife and family, married her, had babies to then become a deadbeat and crap husband. The switch is actually demonic. I am tired of Erica Mena getting on here and telling us Safaree ain't ish. He wasn't ish when you married him, and he ain't ish now. You thought you were the exception because of your skin. Now you look like Skeletor and you're crying on the internet to us every day." And Safaree saying his breakup with Nicki was the worst thing that happened to him and not his divorce from Erica has really set her off. Y'all talk about a crazy mess, but I gotta know what y'all feel about it. Are you team Safaree or are you team Erica? Drop your thoughts and comments below and then check out this next video.